And just for a few moments here, we'll notice our breath. Not really making a change at first, but just kind of notice the inhale and the exhale. And maybe next for the next few moments here, bring a little more length to both the inhale and the slowing of the exhale. Softness around the facial muscles, keeping length of that spine. Once more, letting the tops of the shoulders release down. Letting the head bow slightly, acknowledging your heart, where your love, your light, your peace reside. And we will slowly open our eyes, and we'll gently bring our fingertips together, kind of really work them in the web. Let those hands come toward in front of you, and then start to rise up toward the ceiling. Now let that sit bone really ground, and just let those hands start to go over to your right. Just gently breathing into those left side ribs. And we'll come back to center. Right sit bone really roots down. And then those hands start to go over to your left. We'll come back to center and release those hands away from each other. And as they make a big wide circle, we're reclasped with the change, palms toward me, and heading up once more. And we'll do the same side action here. So right sit bone roots, gently leaning to your left. And coming back to center, left sit bone roots, and gently feeling those left side ribs open as you gently move to your right. And we'll come back to center and releasing the arms down. All right, so a little cat and cow movement here. Just round that back. We'll static first. So as you safely support your torso, let that back round. And we'll come back the other way. Hands plant behind you or beside you, chest opens. Pausing here for a moment. Really feel those shoulder blades coming together, pressing forward, breathing into the upper chest here. And coming back to center. Now we'll take it to with the breathing. So nice big inhale, exhale, rounding that back. Slow, slow, slow. And with your slow inhale, coming back the other way. Following your breath. And as we do just a few rounds here, enjoying the stretch that you may feel. And one more round. Your extension up will finish your round. And we'll come back to center. All right, so moving back to the laterals, right hand down, left fingertips lift up. Left sit bone roots, as you did earlier, lengthen to those left fingertips away from you. And with the support of the right hand, let that left shoulder possibly open back behind you a little deeper. Happy with your head position. Always put that in there. You want to protect your neck. So you may need to look forward, you may want to look up, you may want to start to look back, depending on what your neck tells you. Listen, it'll tell you. And we'll come up and switching sides. Left hand will be the plant side, right fingertips lift up. And now as that left hand supports you, lengthen through those right fingertips away, right shoulder opens back. Happy with your head position here. And we'll come back to center. So now we're going to bring a little movement to it as you just did in the cat and cow. So right hand will come down, inhale up and over. And not following me, just kind of be with your breath. And then coming up, and then left hand will be the plant, right fingertips lift up. Figuring how the inhale works, usually as the fingertips lift up, very slow movement. And with the repetition, you may find, okay, I'm feeling pretty good with this. I might want to come a little bit lower. And a little bit lower will be the bottom elbow will start to bend. Not at the expense of the opposite sit bone rooting. So keep that action happening. And you may notice the head wants to join in with this too. You may want to start its movement. And we started going to your right. So the next time that you go to your left, not rushing, and you come back up and we'll release down. All right, so now just a static twist to each side, and then we'll add the little Baxter routine that many of you have probably done before. We'll twist to your right first. So right hand will come behind you. If you have support, if you need it, to bring the floor up to you, please add that on. Left hand on right knee. So that tall spine, that camera's still back behind you, and it's watching your spine as it grows on an inhale, and then exhale, gently twist to your right. Tops of those shoulders release down. And we'll gently come back to center and we'll switch. So now the left hand behind you, right hand on the left knee, once more with the breath. Inhale up, and then exhale, gently twisting to your left. And we'll come back to center. Okay, so now we'll add it with the breath. So if you will, watch for a moment. I know this is probably a repeat for many of you. Baxter Bell, one of my favorite teachers. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to inhale up with the arms, and then as you exhale, keeping that tall spine, you'll gently twist to your right. You'll inhale up again, and the arms will come down. So that's the right side. We'll inhale up, exhale, gently twisting to your left. Inhale up, and that completes the round as you come down. All right, so that was kind of a quick version. Put it with your breath, and please make it slow. All right, so here we go. Inhale up, arms, fingertips reach away from each other. With your exhalation, right hand will plant behind you, left hand to the right knee. And as you start your next inhale up, the arms lengthen away and arms come down. So that's one round. Now we'll go to the left. Inhale up, exhale, twisting to your left. Come back to center with the inhale, and the arms come down. All right, 2 or 3 more rounds on your own here. Not following me, being with your breath, maybe even closing your eyes. Feeling the motion with the hands, and you can feel the support and maybe coming a little bit deeper into the twist. That's totally up to you safely. So since we started going to your right, next time that you, if you will, one more time, next time that you go to your left, that will finish with this part here. And we'll take just a moment to let everybody finish. Good. All right, so I like to do a little bit in the shoulders before we transition to the floor. So right arm will lift you up toward the ceiling. Gomukhasana arm here, bending at the elbow, and left hand will come up. So as you feel your right fingertips between your shoulder blades, they think about marching maybe a little bit closer toward your waist. Feel that length up to the right tricep and breath here. Tall spine, chest opens. We'll release this side here, moving to the left side. So left fingertips lift, feel that length. Bending at the elbow, right hand will come over. And we'll release down. So your options is, well, that felt pretty good. I'd like to repeat that again. Or if you have a necktie or a belt or a strap, we'll add that on for here. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the floor with the belt buckle there. So right fingertips will lift up, bending at the elbow again. What we just did, assist with the arm, other arm here, left arm. And now those that are choosing to come a little bit deeper, maybe left fingertips will reach away, left hand will come behind you, either clasping or strap, or you can just press your hand into your lower back and a few breaths here. As that right elbow reaches up toward the ceiling, breathing into the upper left shoulder here. Feeling the chest staying open. Upper part of the Gomukhsan pose, cow's face pose. And we'll release this side here. And now the left fingertips reach up, bending at the elbow. Assisted part here. And lower arm people, right fingertips will reach away and coming behind you. Chest opens. Being with the breath. And releasing that down. All right, so we might as well continue with the eagle arms. Kind of a little sequence. I like to get these upper body up in a little bit for what may come shortly. So fingertips reach away from each other. Tall spine here. All right, right arm will come over your left. Thumbs up toward the ceiling. You hitchhike toward the back of the room. Backs of the hands together. Find perfect option. Or changing the hand position that works for you here. Elbows come forward, fingertips lift up slightly, head may bow slightly forward. Garudasana, upper part here. And we'll release that. We'll shoulder roll here in between both sides. Fingertips move away from each other again. And now left over right, thumb back, up toward the back. And here you on this side here. Elbows forward, fingertips lifting. Head may bow slightly forward here. And we'll release that down. Okay, move those shoulders around a little bit. All right, so moving to the hips just a little bit, we'll change to Baddha Konasana, of course. Bound angle pose, propping for height as needed. So lean over to the left a little bit, and in your mind, you're thinking, okay, right leg lengthens away from me, coming back to center. And now we'll move over to your right a little bit. In your mind, lengthen to the left leg away from you, coming back to center. Good. So maybe even with your hands, feel those big little toes pressed together, big toe mounds, possibly start to move away from each other. Now, regulars know I like to do this in 3 torso positions. This would be one. Second would be by placing your hands behind you, safely there, fingertips or palms, perfect option. Let that chest open. Possibly the head starts to lift up and back, or not. A few breaths here. Probably feeling the stretch, maybe a different place, even though we really haven't changed too much in the base of the pose here. And we'll come back to center. Hands now come out in front of you, because will be a flat back forward bend. We'll take a few breaths there, and those that want to round the back and come a little bit deeper, that'll be for you. So, tall spine, little toes pressing together. Think about those big toe mounds moving away, fingertips walk forward. Flat back at first, breath here. And as you may have found, you may feel a stretch in different areas just by the change of the torso. Now, if you say, okay, I need to stay here this morning, that's perfectly fine. Those that maybe want to come a little bit deeper, fingertips may start to walk away, and the back may start to round some here. This is really your practice. Safely, you decide where do I want to go with this here. We'll just be here for a few breaths, feeling your stretch. And then we want to safely come out. So walking the hands back. We'll bring our hands under our knees to let the knees come back together. A little counter of giving yourself a nice hug here. Tall spine, sacrum coming into your back. Good. So we'll add one more twist. So extend your right leg forward. And this will be one where your right hand will come out for support and left elbow and left knee press together for that lift. That hammer's still back there saying, okay, vertebrae open up. Nice inhale here, and then exhale with the plant of the left foot. Gently twist to your right. And coming back to center, and we'll make the leg change. Right foot's the plant, extending through the left heel away from me, left hand out for support. And now, right elbow and right knee, there's the press for the lift, and gently twisting to your left. Fullness of breath. And we'll come back to center. All right, so we'll make the transition now to your backs. All right, just for a few of our hip openers here. So as you lay down, you may find that, okay, let's start with our knees bent first. We'll do a little windshield wiper here. There were a few raindrops at my house last night. So we'll start with that. Head support is needed, of course. And if you will, start with your arms in a letter T. Now, if that doesn't work for you, just keep the arms down by the side. Start off here. So let your knees go to your right. And then coming back to center, knees over to your left. So that's the movement. It's not raining very hard. It's just that little mist, intermittent. And if you will, add the little head turn. If that neck said earlier, it's okay. So as the knees go to one side, lengthen to those opposite fingertips and head turns toward those opposite fingertips. So just bring a little movement to this action. Now, we'll do this just a little bit longer. And the offer here is to let the arms extend away from you into full body stretch arms here. If you do that and something's not right, please go back to the letter T action. But this head doesn't really turn, so if you keep the head looking up, but you can move through those opposite fingertips away from you. We'll take it to the static part, returning the arms where you need to when your knees go to your right. And this will be the part, of course, where if you choose and want to bring your right ankle past your left knee. The upper leg weight is going to cause the lower knee to reach more toward the floor safely. Any knee pain, take that away. Once more, just as a reminder, say if you need to make an arm change, do. Breathe into this, whichever version you're doing. We'll gently take the upper leg off if you have it there, meaning the right foot will turn back to the right edge of the mat. Knees come up and over. And upper leg people, left ankle past right knee on this side here. Breathing into this. Gently removing the left leg there. A couple more times, just side to side here. And we'll work our ways back to center. If you will, return your arms down by your side and also walk the feet back in line with the sit bones, okay? So bringing the right knee into the chest. Just kind of see, we'll keep the left knee bent here for a moment and just see. Let the head lift from the mat toward the right knee or keep the head down. We'll return head and right foot to the mat. Moving to the left side, bringing the left knee into the chest. We'll keep the right knee bent first. First time here, we'll extend a moment. And maybe the head will lift here. And returning the left foot down to the mat. All right. So now we'll extend one leg and we'll add the head lift again if you choose. So let's go for the right side. So extending the left leg forward. We'll bring that right knee back into the chest again. So just for a moment here, before we do anything else, just let those ankle rolls happen. Spreading toes wide, away from each other. Adding a little movement here. As you safely hold on to the right knee, just kind of make a few circles. Little, small. The creative, maybe figure eight. Just breathe into that. Left leg firmly roots into the ground. We want to keep the motion into the right hip. And bring that right knee back to center. Let that head lift again. Maybe, it may not. And then we'll release that right leg forward and bring the left knee into the chest now. Starting first with the ankle movements. Think about those left toes spreading. And then the left knee movements. Right leg is your grounding leg here, keeping that movement into the left hip. And then we'll work our way back to center. Once more, the little check. Does my head want to lift? Does my left knee want to come closer to that head? And then we'll release. And now with the release, we'll come to that full body stretch. I know you've been waiting on it. So just a few breaths here. Then we'll move. We'll get our little movement going. Breathe into this. Those fingertips are reaching toward the back. Your feet are reaching forward. Let's bring our feet together. Now let those toes come down toward the floor. Feel that stretch across the tops of the feet here. Then let your toes go toward your right wall. Keep those fingertips leading away from you as best you can. Rest if you need to. Toes come up toward the ceiling and down toward your left. Toes come back up toward the ceiling. Let them reach forward again, doing that stretch across the tops of the feet. And now the opposite way. You might feel the calf stretch. Think about those toes coming toward your face. Breathing into this, fingertips reaching away. Then toes up toward the ceiling. Now we'll bring the full body stretch in arms and breath. Big inhale again. And as you exhale, right knee will come in. You'll capture that. Head may lift. And with the exhalation, back to full body. Moving to the left side. Big inhale again. Keep it with the breath. I may be going a little faster. I think I am. So time it with your breath, not with what I'm saying or my breath either. A few times side to side here. Now, if you just want to go forward and want to bring both knees in, option for you. You say, hey, today I just need to keep it side to side, please do. And we'll work toward keeping the knees bent, bringing toward you. Maybe one, then the other. Just gently rock side to side, feeling that beautiful sacral roll. And as you hold on to your knees, let your knees reach forward. You'll notice that the lower back will probably lift from the mat here. Just seeing how that feels. And then bring the knees back closer to you again. Now we're going to bring them back another twist here. So the knees come back to center, fingertips reach away from you. Easy twisting. So nice big inhale here. Exhale, knees go to your right. Head may turn towards your left. Coming back to center. Another big inhale. Exhale, knees to your left. Head may turn to your right. So once more, a few moments of on your own here, being with your breath. Gently twisting side to side. Those that want to add a little bit more to this, the legs can start to move, feet can start to move away from you, legs will start to straighten some. Jatara Parvattanasana action, rolling stomach pose. You say, I just want to keep those knees really bent, please do. And we'll start to come out of this. My take on it is we need to come out the way you went in. So a few rounds if you did extend the legs, knees start to come back in toward each other. And then once more, we'll do our little sacral roll, just making sure the lower back feels okay. Knees into the chest, gently side to side. All righty, we'll bring that left foot down the mat. We'll take that right ankle past the left knee. Eye the needle here, using strap if you need to. Right fingertips will reach between the triangle that your legs are making and knees come into chest. Breathing here. Keep length to that right heel. That keeps safety in the knee. Staying in the center if you choose, or maybe a little side-to-side movement. And we'll come back to center, and you'll make your change. Feet may need to come down the mat. You may want to make it a mid-air change. Keep length through the left heel. If you did the other side, stay in the center, or if you add a little side-to-side movement here. And we'll come back to center. All right, so we've been on our backs here for a few minutes, so we want to gently transition to all fours position. So moving to a side. And we'll gently bring ourselves up to all fours. And we did a little seated cat and cow. Now we'll do it from the floor, round that back. Coming back the other way. Adding right knee in and back. Adding balance. Those left fingertips reach away from you. And those that want to add the little psoas stretch with this, the right knee will bend. You might reach back. Letting the right foot think about stepping up on the ceiling here. Coming back to balance. And hand and knee down. Moving to the opposite side here. So round that back. You go with your cat and cow here. Left knee will come in and back. Balance on this side. And then those that would like, let that left knee bend, reaching back. Left foot steps up on that ceiling. Breath here. Coming back to balance. And hand and knee down. Okay, just keeping with a little vinyasa movement here. As the hands, look down at your hands, spread the fingers wide, and with that, we'll just gently come. This is the one where we go to a gentle back bend, forward bend, and then a back bend. So then coming the other way. Be safe with this. Start a little higher. As the hands plant, those sit bones lengthen back, and then coming forward. So your decision with this. Safely how low and how far you want to come forward. And me, I like to come to a plank with this, so the next time that you come up, we'll extend, let the knees lift from the mat, lengthen those heels back. Few breaths here, knees down option if you choose. And then knees down, going back to our back and forth a few moments here. Heading back to our plank position. Let those fingertips move away from you just slightly more. Bend those knees, and then we'll lift up into downward dog. So make any change you need to do. Wrist in front of the shoulders. If you need to walk that dog this morning, bend one knee, bend the other. And then I like to invite you to let those heels lift up toward the ceiling. Feel that stretch across the toes. Feel that support of those hands. Feel those sit bones lifting up. Inner thighs rolling back. With the breath, full inhale here, and then exhale, let those heels descend. Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward dog. Now we'll come to plank. Pausing here for a moment. Tops of the thighs lifting, heels reaching back. And then that push back to down dog. A few breaths here. Rest anytime you need to. We're going to do a couple of these. And then coming back to plank. Those tops of the thighs lifting. Legs very active. And then that push back to down dog. Now look between your hands. We're going to bring our right foot forward. And then we're going to bring our left foot forward. So here's a forward bend. We haven't done that yet, have we? So if you've got your block handy and you need to be up a little bit higher, add that in. Because I want you, as you're able to, straighten those legs as best you can. Notice we didn't do any big toe pose here. So this is going to be inviting openness through the hamstrings by coming into a flat back. So let those heels root. Action of the thighs working. Feel them active. And then start to bend forward a little more. Hands float to a lower block. Hands may come down to the floor. Breath here. Soften those knees a little bit. With the breath, really feel the four corners of the foot. Take a nice inhale here, and then exhale. We're going to straighten those legs again. But yeah, be kind to yourself. Blood pressure or glaucoma people, you know you. Be careful. Breathing into this. Those thighs are working, asking those hamstrings to work. Then we're going to stand. Let those Fingertips reach up toward the ceiling. Nice big inhale here. Lengthen it up, lengthen it up, lengthen it up. Urdhva Hastasana. And then the hands will come down. All righty, so we'll move now to kind of just a little mini sun salute. And as mentioned before class, you say, I want to be up a little higher today. You may bring your chair to the front of your mat or what you're using at your house. And I'm going to stay with the upper part first here. If you're saying, I'm not going to use a chair today, that's fine here. So we'll just include everybody here. So, tall spine, mountain pose here, Tadasana. Before you do anything, look down. Look at those toes. We talked about spreading them earlier. So let those toes spread wide. Let them lift from your mat, and then let those toes reach forward. Really feeling a firm foundation there. Mountain pose. Just take a breath here and see how you feel at the moment. Then we'll add the breath. So inhale up here. Fingertips lift up toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward. Block support, maybe if you're not using the chair. Coming up into a flat back. Really feel the extension of the crown of the head lengthening forward. Exhale, coming down forward. All right, so we'll take our left leg back. If you're using the chair, we'll bring that right knee against the chair just to get the alignment there. Then we'll take the right foot back. Left foot will come forward. If you're using the chair, left knee to chair. Feeling openness here. And then the left leg back, downward dog. We'll come to plank. Those that are on the floor, plank in the chair. And just a gentle openness across the front of the body here. Pushing back to plank and downward dog. We want to turn to forward bend. So right foot will come forward, high lunge if you're on the floor. Left foot returns forward, forward bend here. And then we'll rise up. Inhale up, fingertips lift up toward the ceiling. And then hands come to the heart. All right, opposite side. Inhale up here. Exhale, folding forward. You're safe, Uttanasana here. Now the right foot travels back, high lunge. We'll push back to downward dog. We'll come to plank, a high upward dog. Push back to plank and downward dog. Good. Left foot travels forward, high lunge. Right foot joins, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. We'll bring that flat back into play here. Really feel the extension of the spine. Hamstrings working. Gently folding forward, Uttanasana, and then the rise up. Inhale up here, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Repeating, inhale up. Exhale, gently folding forward. Safe Uttanasana. In the flat back. Forward fold. Left leg will travel again. It goes back to high lunge. Right foot joins, downward dog. Come into plank, high upward dog. Those are on the chair. Plank and downward dog. Right foot will come forward, high lunge. Left foot joins, Uttanasana. Into flat back. Forward fold. And we'll rise up. Inhale up here. Exhale, hands to the heart. Left side, inhale. Exhale, folding. In the flat back. Uttanasana, forward bend. Left leg's traveling. Goes back to high lunge. Right foot joins, downward dog. Coming to plank and high upward dog. Going to plank and downward dog. Left foot's doing the traveling. It comes forward. High lunge. Right foot joins. Uttanasana. Into flat back. Forward fold. And we'll rise up. Feet plant. Inhale up here. Inhale deeply. And then exhale. Hands to the heart. And we'll release down. All right, so well, if you have the chair, you're more than welcome to use it if you need to for standing poses. We'll just do a couple of our usuals that we normally do after our warm-ups, kind of seeing how we feel with what you have done so far. All right, so we'll come to our center of our mats. Blocks as needed. Mountain pose in the center of your mat here. Separate the feet wide. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So left toes will turn in, right leg turns out as a unit. Extending the fingertips away from you. Big inhale. And as you exhale, right knee will bend. Gently the gaze over the right fingertips. Straighten the right leg, resting the arms as you need to as the feet make their change. So now right toes in, left toes turning away from you with the breath. Big inhale again, exhale, left knee bends. Your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the left leg, feet facing forward, and we'll return to mountain pose. Tadasana. All right, here we go. Separating the feet again. Left toes in, right leg reaches away from you, extending through those arms. Repeat with the warrior two, and we'll move into Parsvakonasana from there. Linking them two together. So once more with the breath. Big inhale. Exhale, right knee bends. Transitioning to Parsvakonasana. Higher version, elbow to knee. Extending through the upper arm. Adding block support as you want. A few breaths here. Feel that left inner arch reach away from you. Let that left shoulder open back safely. Head happy what he wants to do. We'll come back to warrior two. Take a moment here. And straighten that right leg, feet facing forward. Relaxing the arms if you need to, or keep the arms extended. Opposite side, right toes in, left toes reach away. Big inhale again. Exhale, left knee bends. Virabhadrasana 2. Parsvakonasana. Right inner arch opens away from you. Right shoulder reaches back, happy with your head. Coming back to Vira 2. Straightening the left leg, feet facing forward, returning back to mountain pose. All right, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Here we go. Separating the feet. So we'll go back to your right, left toes in, right leg turns out, extending through the arms. So lengthen out, lengthen out. Feel the bend at the hip crease. Right hand touches something, does not hang, wherever it is, and left fingertips lift. Lifting up. Once more, feet face forward first, and you'll make your change. So right toes in, left toes reach away, with the breath again. Big inhale, and then exhale. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Coming into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Come back to center. Feet facing forward, and stepping our feet back to mountain pose. And once more, just to pause, seeing how the standing poses, how you're feeling. Alrighty, so we'll add a little bounce today, and that bounce will be Ardachendrasana or half moon. So if you need a little wall support, probably have that at your house, probably have that already mapped out. And we'll get there from Warrior Two. So we'll repeat Warrior Two, and then coming into your half moon today. So separating the feet wide. Going back to your right, left toes in, right toes move away, extending through the arms. Virabhadrasana 2. So turn to looking at, right down at those right toes, they don't move as you start to make your transition into your Ardha Chandrasana. So box support as you need to, extending through both legs as you're able. Fingertips may lift, breath here. And we'll gently transition back to Warrior Two. Straighten the right leg, feet facing forward, resting the arms for just a moment. Okay, we'll now go to the opposite side. So right toes in, left toes reach away. Once more, here at two, Warrior Two. Bending the left knee. So looking down, right toes, you're feeling that grounding there as you make your transition. And we'll gently come back to Warrior Two. Straightening the left leg, feet facing forward, and returning ourselves back to mountain pose. So keeping with the balance theme just a little more, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Wall support as needed. We'll think about the roots now coming out of your right foot. Left foot moves away, and then your decision, lower version, middle version, long as it's not on the knee, and then higher version here. Or adding branches as you choose. A few breaths here, steadiness as you can find. And then we'll gently come out of this side here. And now as that left foot returns to the mat, feeling the roots there, switching sides. And gently returning back to mountain pose. All right, so we want to do a counter here with our wide-legged stretch forward bend. Okay? Options, of course, if you want to just keep the feet together and just have a little forward bend like we had just done when we came up from the floor, that's fine. Does it want to come a little bit deeper, the legs separate wide. We're going to feel those inner arches open away from you. So you may want to have a little block support in front of you, if you choose. Nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, we'll gently come to a flat back version at first. And that may be where you want to stay today. Perfect option. As we want to come a little bit deeper, start to bend forward. Hands come to where you want to have your practice today. Releasing the crown of the head down toward the floor. And then working with this pose where you want to. So hands may start to walk back to come in line with the feet. A little more flexible people, maybe grabbing the ankles, wherever you want to be today. I'm just asking you pick the right version for you with the centering forward bend. Let's more visit the breath. letting the length of each of the inhale and the exhale possibly get a little longer. And we want to safely and gently come out. So maybe those hands come up to the blocks, feet may walk a little closer together, hands come to the hips, really feel the glute muscles roll you up, and then we'll gently bring our feet together. All right, so we want to transition back to our backs. You know where we're headed. And when you get down to the floor, and if you say, hey, I need to do a little more something, a gentle twist, need a chest, whatever you might need to do here, making sure that everything feels okay. And we'll start to have your setup that you're comfortable with for your resting pose, your Shavasana, well earned. So you'll know as you settle in and say, I need to do a little more something, please take that moment to do that. The Shavasana corpse pose, of course, is all about letting go. And that starts with permission. So give yourself permission to let go. Okay, I'm done. Or feel my arms completely relax. And the same with the legs. All effort gone. By that softness across the facial muscles, around the eyes, around the forehead, around the ears. Jaw relaxed, releasing the tongue down. And then the invitation to go back to the breath. Deep and slow inhale and exhale. Mind starts to wander. I'm inhaling, I'm exhaling. A beautiful, beautiful mantra. And with each exhalation, feel yourself just drop into the floor. Gently let your next inhale be a little deeper. And with your slow exhalation, we'll begin to bring slight movements to yourselves. Letting the fingers move, toes join in. Important to come out of your Shavasana slowly. So, bending one knee, bending the other. Let the knees slightly go side to side a few times. And that movement will take you to a side. And we'll gently bring ourselves up. So as you bring yourself up, if you'll bring yourself just for a moment into a comfortable seated position. If you bring your hands to your hearts, feel your thumb at your heart center. And you've heard it from me many times, find gratitude, find something that you're grateful for, put it out there. And as always, I'm so grateful spending a little time with our little Triad Yoga family. Enjoy the rest of your day and namaste.